What's up, everybody? It's Matt from howtomotorcyclerepair.com. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up the accelerator pump on a Keihin FCR carburetor. Alright guys, so we are on the right side of the carburetor, and here is the accelerator pump timing screw. This black link is what pushes down on the rod, which goes down to the diaphragm, squeezes it, and squirts fuel inside the throat of the carb, or down into the engine. So with this screw, you could advance it or retard it. And basically, you want it to come in as early as possible with just missing the slide. Now, a lot of manufacturers will give you a gap between here to set it up and everything, or a couple turns from stock, or this and that. Well, I'm gonna simplify things and tell you what to look for in case you lose track of this screw. All right, so right now you can see I have a little bit of, that's some play in the system. Okay, now if I turn this screw out, notice how this will go down. It'll travel down. See, it's already starting to preload that rod, and now there's absolutely no play in the system. So the squirt will come in earlier. However, you're using up some available travel in this rod and in your diaphragm, and you're losing squirt power. Okay, so that's going too far. Now, if I go the other way, let's say I screw this sucker way in. See how much slop or slack I have in the system? The throttle has to come quite a bit before it starts to actuate and push down. See, there's still slop. Look, I'm at like quarter, half throttle before it even engages and starts to squirt. So you're definitely going to get a lean bog in that situation. Okay, let me back up for a second. This is the idle screw. This carburetor came off a running engine. The idle was set. If you back this screw out for some reason, you're gonna have to get a baseline idle speed before you start tampering with this, because this will turn this, which in effect turns that. So let's go ahead. This is how I set them up. I just remove all the slack. So I just turn it in. Turn it out. Sorry. So I just keep going. Jeez, I can't work this thing. Okay, so it's hard for me to tell here. Hold on. Okay, so that's the slack. Just gonna go half a turn at a time till it's all gone. Okay, I don't feel any slop. Just go in a little bit. Yeah, I feel just the littlest bit of slop in there. And what that is going to give me is going to give me a quick early shot. And then also it is going to give me a full pump shot. Okay. Next thing I do, get a number 78 O-ring from the hardware store. I got like a 10-pack for like $1. So this is called the O-ring mod. I have a video on this, but I did it while I was on the bike. All you do is work this sucker on, bottom it out, and then grab it here and fling it over the black arm. So what that's going to do, it's going to couple the black part, this black thing, and this arm, and it's going to bring it around faster, giving you a much more faster, more volume of a squirt. Okay, it's going to couple that. Now, I don't like using safety wire because that's like a rigid connection. This O-ring is nice because it gives a little. The O-ring won't last forever. It will degrade over time, so just keep that in mind. All right, let's fill this thing up with fuel, and we'll see how it looks. Oh, and by the way, I have jetted the pilot jet, one larger than stock, and I put an adjustable fuel screw in. What you're going to want to do is, the pilot jet will contribute to the bog. 90% of the bog is due to the accelerator pump, and 10% is, the fuel screw. A lean pilot circuit will compound the problem. Okay, so if you have your properly set up pilot jet and fuel screw, it's going to give you a little more fuel and take a little bit of the load off the squirter here. I should also note that this stock leak jet in here, which is located in the float bowl, was a number 80. I like to run a 45 in 250Fs, and that seems to work really nice. But basically, you want to reduce the size of the leak jet. That is a fuel bleed that when you whack this throttle, some of that fuel gets returned to the bowl, and with a smaller jet, it'll return less fuel. All right, guys, so this carburetor was completely dry. I cleaned it, my ultrasonic cleaner. I have my auxiliary fuel set up here. Let me just operate the accelerator pump here to prime it. There we go. Okay, so that is good. Now you can see I wet the hell out of the slide, so I'm just going to take a little air and blow dry it. Alright, so let's go ahead and whack the throttle and see what the squirt looks like. I have a rag over here so it doesn't blow fuel all over my pegboard here. Alright, so I'm going to whack the throttle. See that? This kind of hurts my hand here, but let me try to do that again. Okay, so what you're looking for is a powerful squirt of fuel, just like you see here. All right, another thing is you want the duration to last about 0.8 to 1 seconds. So that's a nice looking squirt. Okay, let me go ahead and retard the screw some, and you can see what a difference it'll be. So I'm just going to screw it way in. Okay, now note it. So it comes in way later, and see how weak it is? Alright, now let's go the other way and screw it. Advance the hell out of it. Pretty much have the screw back all the way out. Let's see what happens. First of all, it's wetting the slide. See that? It's actually hitting the slide. So that is not effective at all either. Okay, and it's not as powerful because you're depleting some of the travel there. So let's go ahead and set it back up to where I had it because that seemed the best. Alright, so let's go ahead and whack it again. That looks beautiful. So that's what we're going to run with. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed that video. Alright, go ahead and click on the playlist. There's like 10 videos in there that'll help you set up the carburetor, whether it's be cleaning it, jetting it, or whatever. I got a whole bunch of videos on there. Save that playlist for future reference. Also, if you like this video, buy me a beer or become a patron. Your support is what helps me create these videos. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.